Hello, dear friends. I hope you are all healthy and in good spirits. Why Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi did not win the 2026 World Cup, and what Donald Trump did at the award ceremony the 2026 FIFA World Cup, held in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, became one of the most emotional and historic tournaments of recent decades. The two greatest stars of world football over the past 20 years, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, were once again at the center of attention. Many fans dreamed of seeing at least one of them lifting the World Cup trophy. However, both of the greatest players of their era ultimately left without the main prize. The climax of the entire tournament was Spain's victory and the participation of U.S. President Donald Trump in the official award ceremony. Why Cristiano Ronaldo did not win the 2026 World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo arrived at the 2026 World Cup at the age of 41. This was already his sixth World Cup, and he had announced in advance that this tournament would be his last. Ronaldo desperately wanted to fill the biggest gap in his career, the absence of a World Cup title. He had already won Euro 2016, two Nations League titles, and a huge number of club trophies, but he had never lifted the World Cup. Portugal did not look ideal at this tournament. The team played inconsistently in the group stage. Ronaldo managed to score goals, including becoming the first player in history to score at 6 different World Cups, but his influence on the game was no longer as dominant as before. Age was taking its toll. His speed had decreased, his movement off the ball had become less intense, and the younger Portuguese players could not always compensate for this. The decisive blow to Ronaldo's hopes came in the round of 16 match against Spain. Portugal and Spain met in a tough Iberian battle. The game was very tight, with few clear chances. It seemed headed for extra time. However, in the first minute of stoppage time, substitute Mikel Merino scored the winning goal. Spain won 1-0. After the final whistle, Ronaldo could not hold back his emotions. He cried, walked around the pitch, hugged his teammates and fans. Later he said that he was leaving with a clear conscience because he had always given everything he could. But the fact remains, Cristiano Ronaldo never became a World Cup champion. His great career with the national team ended in the round of 16. While Lionel Messi did not win the 2026 World Cup, Messi's situation was completely different. He had already won the World Cup in 2022 in Qatar. Now, at 39 years old, he was trying to defend the title and become a two-time world champion. Argentina was considered one of the main favorites of the tournament. Messi had a very strong tournament at the 2026 World Cup. He scored important goals, provided assists, and led the team. Argentina went through a difficult path and eventually reached the final. There they faced Spain, a young, fast, technical, and extremely disciplined team. The final took place on July 19, 2026, at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. The match turned out to be extremely difficult for Argentina. Spain completely controlled the game, especially in midfield. Argentina created almost no chances. In extra time, Ferran Torres scored the only goal, and Spain became world champions. After the final whistle, Messi could not hold back his tears. He stood on the pitch devastated, with his head down. Fans chanted his name, but this only intensified his emotions. For many, it looked like the farewell of a great player to the biggest tournament of his life. Although Messi has not yet officially announced the end of his national team career, most experts believe that the 2026 World Cup was his last. What Donald Trump did since the 2026 World Cup was hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico, and the final was held in the USA, President Donald Trump played a very noticeable role in the awards ceremony. He came onto the pitch after the match together with FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Trump personally handed out medals to the players of both teams, including the silver medal to Messi. Then, together with Infantino, he presented the Golden World Cup trophy to Spain's captain Rodri. Even before the match started, Trump held the original World Cup trophy in his VIP box. These images spread all over the world. After presenting the trophy, he did not immediately leave the stage and stayed next to the Spanish players during the celebration until Infantino began gesturing for him to step aside. Thus, it was Donald Trump together with Infantino who actually presented the main trophy of world football to the winners of the Spain national team. Conclusion: Ronaldo failed to win the World Cup because Portugal was eliminated early in the round of 16. Messi reached the final but lost to Spain and failed to defend the title. And the winners of the Spanish team received the World Cup trophy from U.S. President Donald Trump. This was truly a historic and highly emotional finale to the era of the two greatest footballers of the 21st century.